Mama Kulu has graciously allowed us to share her story. She was brought to us by a hospital nurse from the Nyarugusu refugee camp in Tanzania, who pleaded for our help to save her life. Adolphine arrived in dire condition. For the past 8 days, the medical team at the camp was fighting to save her life. Both she and her caregivers were losing hope. When our examining surgeon touched her face, it was evident how critical her situation was. Her skin was tense, swollen, and warm to the touch. She couldn't open her mouth or make any facial movements. The question loomed heavily over us. How could we possibly intervene in just 3 days if she couldn't even open her mouth?
Tulikuja 99 ndio tulikuja hapa. Nilitoka Kongo mimi nikiwa mdogo na miaka 6. Sasa hivi nina miaka 31 ndio ninayo hapa kambini. Na ni mama wa watoto 6. Hali ya mamangu kuumwa, ukweli mimi nakosa amani. Nakuwa nakosa amani, sina raha, naishi sina amani kabisa. Kwa sababu yeye ndo mama, yeye ndo baba.
The diagnosis was clear. Ludwig's angina in its terminal phase. She was still alive only because her neck muscles had thus far prevented the cellulitis from spreading to her lungs. But how much longer could she hold on?
Ile kulalamika yake ni kwa silali kabisa. Ni kwa silali, kwa nakaa mecho. Hiyo ilikuwa ni changamoto ambayo na mimi nilikuwa naipitia. Mamangu akikosa kula na mimi nilikuwa sipata appetite ya kula. Kuna mara nilikuwa nalala hivyo hivyo bila kula. Kwa sababu naangalia hali ya mamangu jinsi alivyo, nashindwa kupata appetite ya kula.
We immediately changed her medication in the hope of seeing some improvement. Consulting over the phone with a maxillofacial surgeon, we learned that the next step might require an incision in her neck to drain the infection. But who would perform such a high-risk procedure? A dentist? Despite the daunting odds, we crossed our fingers and waited. 2 days later, Adolphine returned. I could have sworn her eyes were trying to smile, igniting a glimmer of hope in us all. She made a valiant effort to open her mouth, but it was minimal. Encouraged by her progress, we increased her antibiotics even further.
Mamangu akitolewa jino na mimi na mategemeo kusema kwamba mamangu amepona. Kwa sababu kinachomsumbua kikitoka ni lazima yeye atapona.
Another 24 hours passed and she finally managed to open her mouth just enough for us to fit a water bottle cap in between her teeth. Carefully, we used it to create enough space to reach her molars. Once we accessed the infected area, we extracted the roots of the lower molar and the long-awaited drainage began. Some of us had tears in our eyes as we realized she would survive. It was a profound moment, a reminder that we can make a difference, one patient and one life at a time.
Ukweli, nimeshukuru sana kwa kumpatia mamangu huduma kwa sababu ukosekano wa mamangu mimi nilikuwa sina amani.